Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of StarCraft, where I take you through the missions and how to get the achievements. Today's mission is the Great Train Robbery in the Wings of Liberty campaign, and the achievements are the Great Train Robbery. Complete all mission objectives. Those objectives are: destroy the Dominion trains, don't miss 3 trains, locate all the Diamondbacks, and collect the Defiler bone samples. Bully the bullies. Kill the Marauder team on normal. Silver streak. Don't miss a train on hard. This mission is pretty simple. All you really have to do is go around and find the Diamondbacks, which that's probably the second hardest thing to do in this mission, because the Defiler bones are basically a semi-transparent goldish color, which you think would look normal, but it's the same color as the grass that's really sparse on this level, so it really blends in with the background and is hard to find sometimes. So it's just one of those things you have to keep an eye out for. Like right there is one of the Defiler bones, and you can see how hard it is to see because it kind of flashes in and out on transparency. So that's what makes those hard to find. The Diamondbacks, they're just kind of scattered throughout the map, and they're a gray color when they're unactive, so that makes them a little bit hard to see, but as long as you find like alcoves and stuff like that, 9 times out of 10 there'll be a Diamondback in there. And I do believe there's 6 Diamondbacks located throughout this map. 6 Confederate Diamondbacks is what they're called. As far as the trains, I believe they have 2 separate tracks that they travel on. Right up here where I'm sending these Diamondbacks, if you put up, I'd say like probably 6 bunkers and fill them with Marines, that'll help out a lot. One, it'll help out with taking out the trains, and 2, when the Marauders comes, it'll help out a lot with them, because it basically puts a shield between your Diamondbacks and the Marauders. So this way, because if you just tried to take the Marauders out with your Diamondbacks are really squishy to Marauders, let's put it that way. And if you're not careful, you can lose your entire force to that Marauder squad. Now the cool thing about Diamondbacks is they have the ability to attack on the run, which means you can move them and they will still be attacking while they're moving. They're one of the only units that do this. I think the Protoss carriers do it, but that's because they have the fighters, and I think the mothership does it. I don't think there's anything... Oh, I think the Leviathan will do it. I'm not sure. But if it does, I think it's the only one of the Zerg units that does it. But like I was saying, the Diamondbacks are a very unique unit because they have the ability to attack on the run, which makes them both good and bad because they are very squishy. So they need that mobility to be able to get away from things, but be able to attack while being chased. So that it's kind of a trade-off. Another thing is, if you just kind of go around the base like I'm doing, you'll find resource pallets, and you'll find the Defiler bones. I think there's 2. There's one right there at the bottom of the base, and there's one up there where your expansion is going to be. You will need to put up defenses in the base, because the base does get attacked periodically throughout the mission, so probably 1 or 2 bunkers filled with Marines would work. The other thing is, make sure when you're building the bunkers, you fill them with marines, because I do believe, like, I make 2 bunkers in here, but I don't put any marines in them. I only put marines in one of them, which is why I lose one of the bunkers. So just a good tip, make sure you put marines in your bunkers. The first train will not have any escorts, and then the fast trains will not have any escorts. All the other trains will have escorts with them. But as long as you have about 6 to 8 diamondbacks, they should be able to take on the escorts that are with the trains. So just kind of get your force up above that. Yeah, as you can see, there are resource pallets spread throughout this map because the base that you start with, the minerals run out really fast, which is why I suggest early on going to that expansion after you get up enough SCVs to fill out your main base. The other thing is, you're going to want to continue producing SCVs unless you have the science vessel, which basically acts as a medic for mechanical units. And even then, I'd still produce SCVs because you're going to want to repair your bunkers as well as your diamondbacks. So if you have the science vessels, produce those and keep them with your diamondbacks. If you don't have the science vessels, produce a buttload of SCVs. I'd say at least 1 per bunker. More than likely, I'd go with 1.5 per bunker. So I have like 2 bunkers here in the middle of the base, so I should have 3 SCVs with that. This way, it basically protects your bunkers from being destroyed, and this way you don't have to rebuild bunkers over and over again. Oh, I'm sorry, there are 3 trains on this map. I keep forgetting about that bottom track. But yeah, right up this ramp to the left is where the expansion is, and it's lightly guarded, so if you get about 4 to 6 diamondbacks, you should be able to go in there and clear it out pretty easily, and then start your expansion in there. Yeah, these are the slow trains, which are pretty simple to take out. Another thing you're going to want to do, as you just saw, I put my armory down. I should have put that down earlier because it helps your diamondbacks improve their armor and their offensive capabilities. So it's really necessary for diamondbacks because they are your bread and butter for this mission. And as you can see, that SCV that was coming through, after they start sending out trains and stuff like that, they send SCVs to start building their own bunkers and set up defenses along the train tracks, so this way they can stop your diamondbacks from ambushing their train. And there's the 3rd defiler bone sample right there. Yeah, I make sure to point that one out because this is one of those missions that just took me forever to find, just because it was... the samples blend in too well with the background is the problem. So that was what I had trouble with, was I was looking for the samples and I'd found them, but I couldn't see them, if you know what I mean. I believe after this next train is when they send out the Marauder squads. And you're going to want to avoid them with your diamondbacks because, like I said, they will tear through your diamondbacks if you're not paying attention. Also, another reason to make a buttload of SCVs is you can bring your Diamondbacks after every train to the SCVs and get them repaired back to full. So this way you don't have like 2 or 3 sitting in the red and 1 in the yellow. So it doesn't make the mission as hard. It's little tricks to help, like the armory is. So. And again, there's probably ways you can beat the mission without using the armory or SCVs, but it's just the way I beat the mission, so it's the easiest way I could beat it. Let's put it that way. I in no way, shape, or form claim to be a StarCraft expert. I just am putting these up here because I love StarCraft, and this is how I got the achievements, so. And anybody watching me goes, yeah, you're dang right, you're not an expert. Look at all that. You know, your micro is, like, very bad. Your da-da-da-da. Yeah, I'd suggest using the mercenary marines as often as you can, just because they are a tougher marine and they do more damage. So it's just one of those things, it takes less time for your troops to take out the marauders and the trains, so. And again, as you can see, I never filled up that base in the middle, so. One of the other bad things about the Diamondbacks is they cannot attack air units. As you saw, that Raven in there is a very pain in the butt because it has the ability to launch those mines. And if you have a clump of units, that mines can be extremely deadly because they can take out half your force if you're not being careful. And I think the reason I'm struggling right now is because I didn't grab that expanse early on, so I think I grab it probably about halfway through this mission. And there's another Raven, which, like I said, if you're really good at macro, you can do what I did there and just pull the one unit that the mine is on over to the side. And that's the easiest way to do it. Also, as you can see, I just lost another bunker because I don't have any SCVs over here repairing the bunkers. So that's one of the big issues that you have if you don't bring your SCVs to repair your bunkers and your vehicles. Yeah, as you can see, the main base is out of minerals, which we're only probably 15-16 minutes into the mission, which is very, very low. And if I'd had that expansion going, the other one doesn't have, it has the same amount of minerals that this one does, but it's better to have all the minerals at your access than just 2 or 3. You know what I mean? As you can see, that flashy skull-looking thing, that is the Marauder kill squad. And you just want to keep an eye on that, because basically it does a loop around your base, and then it comes up behind the bunkers right here where the Diamondbacks are coming across. So you want to keep an eye on that, so this way it doesn't catch your Diamondbacks out of position and rip through them. And this is one of the fast trains. As you can see, there's no escort with it, but it does move extremely fast, which is why diamondbacks are essential for this mission, because they can attack on the run. If you did it with marines, they would only be able to attack the last car on the train, and you would more than likely wind up losing them. And as always, supply depots are your friend, because I'm always supply capped. Yeah, don't forget to pick up the supply crates and drops that come from the trains, because those are essential in this mission, because as you can see, I'm not getting any minerals right now, so... especially with using SCVs to repair. I should have grabbed that SUV and put it on that bunker. Another thing you can do for this mission is come back and do it after you've completed the campaign, so this way your tech and units are better, so it's easier to complete the mission. Look at that amorphous unit. Here comes another attack on the base, which, again, no repairs, SCV's repairing, so I lost the bunker. Yeah, as you can see, this isn't a very big mineral base either, so it's going to be run out pretty quick, so... You'll also want to build that refinery so this way you can keep your gas coming, which I don't think I do until the mission's almost over. And there's another fast train. I think there's 2 fast trains in this mission, so... I think that should be the last fast train. And down here, up that ramp, is where the last diamondback is. Yeah, this is why you want to patrol around your base in between the trains, because those bunkers are periodically set up by those SCVs that are coming through. And if you're caught out of position, those bunkers can tear through a lot of your troops, so just keep that in mind. I had a uniform line, can't have that. Yeah, as you can see, diamondbacks are really good at DPS, but they're glass cannons, which is basically to say they have high DPS with very low HP, so it's really easy to kill them. But if you get a group of them going, usually you can take out whatever is attacking them before it gets a chance to kill them. And since this is the last train coming, go ahead and empty all of your bunkers and pull those marines. The added DPS is just a bonus, plus it helps when you deal with the patrol that's going with the train. And here it comes. Yeah, you don't want to move too far up the train tracks or down the train tracks, because there are bases at either end of the train tracks, so it's a really quick way to lose your units if you're not careful. As you can see, I got hit by another raven there. But took out the train, so that was the end of that. Basically, they just found an adjutant from Tarsonis, which was the planet that was overrun by Zerg when Minx set off a psi disruptor on the planet. And basically, psi disruptors draw Zerg onto them, and the Zerg basically are driven mad until they destroy it. So, he killed a whole planet with it. There you go, guys. This has been the Great Train Robbery and how to get the achievements. If you like what you saw, give me a like, share, and a comment down below. And I'll see you guys in the next one.